Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Thursday. So today I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the new Anastasia Norvina eyeshadow palette. I was really excited when I started seeing this released on social media. I thought that the layout of the palette, the color choices, the mix of the shimmers with the mattes, I thought it was really beautiful. I am someone who in the past has loved other Anastasia palettes, so I was very hopeful about this one. Modern Renaissance, Soft Glam are definitely two of my favorites. So yeah, I was excited about this to say the least. What I'm going to tell you guys though is that I have only used this palette 3 times. I am wearing it today so that you guys could see sort of a typical Melanie neutral look that I would do with this. But I don't know that I really love this palette, and I'm going to tell you guys why here in a minute. It's not because I don't think that there are some beautiful shadows in here. What I'm struggling with, and I'll just start out with, I guess, my personal cons, is that I'm finding that these top row like shimmer shades are really hard for me to work with, you guys. Some of them are kind of chunky, and so I am a little bit torn on what I should do with this palette. So I'm going to give you guys some swatches here in a minute. But yeah, so I don't know. Let's talk about just kind of the generic stuff first. Packaging is exactly the same as any other Anastasia eyeshadow palette. It's this velvety material that can get quite messy. The box obviously mirrors the palette itself. Let's see here, how many grams of product. You are getting 0.71 grams of eyeshadow, 0.02 ounces each, and in this palette you are getting 0.74 grams with 0.02 ounces each. So looks like there's slightly less in here, but it's negligible. It doesn't really have any effect on me, because do I ever finish an entire eyeshadow palette? No, I do not. So there's that. You do get the classic brush that comes in, and I just dropped it. It comes in every single eyeshadow palette that Anastasia puts out. It's not the worst brush in the world, but I also never use it. So it does come with a mirror. Obviously, I haven't taken the little plastic thing off, and yeah. So maybe let's do some swatches. I'm gonna start with the shimmer row first. I'll do finger and I'll put them on my arm. I have not put on any lotion on my arms yet today, so that hopefully it would be as true as possible. Also, some of these are a little bit more like smooshy than others. I'm really hoping that, I don't have the best camera, I'll be honest, but I'm hoping that you guys can see how chunky these are. Is that coming off on camera? So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these. And so that's not like rubbed in. I know a lot of times with swatches people will go over and over, and yes, when you go over, they do start to blend in a little bit more. I cannot use a brush to apply these shimmery, more glittery shades on my lid at all. It just falls. There is a lot of fallout even when I'm using my fingers, and it's all 3 of the top shades that I've used. So I've used Summer, Dreamer, and today Dazzling. Dazzling is what I have on my lid today, and all of them just chunks just raining down onto my cheeks, which is not a huge problem for me because I do use powder foundation, so I can just brush it away. This Drama shade is actually the least chunky out of all of them. So there's the last 3, Celestial, Dazzling, and Drama. So let's do the initial swipe, and again with that, with the Dazzling shade, you can definitely see that Just a minute. Stella is obviously still home on summer break, but anyway, so there's the last of the top row, and I don't like this top row. I feel like the more I'm talking about it to you guys, the more I'm like just really irritated with how difficult it is to apply those shades onto my lid. I do think if you are someone who uses like a glitter glue type product, this might perform better for you. For me, I use Too Faced Shadow Insurance, just the regular eye primer, and I don't know. I don't want to have to use a glitter glue every time that I use this palette. So let's go ahead and do the bottom row. I like these shades a whole lot better, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So there's the first four: Base, Soul, Incense, and Love. I have a mix of Incense and Volatile in my crease today. You'll see Volatile here in a second. You are not going to be able to see, there's some fallout there too. You're not going to be able to see Base because it basically blends in with my pasty white skin. And let's do the last three. I feel like this Eccentric color here is one that a lot of you guys are going to love because it's that like baby poop brown. Let me make sure I get everything off here. So Volatile, Eccentric, and Passion. Passion's really beautiful too. So there's the last three. And there they are, close to my elbow. So these are the swatches on my pasty arm. The swatches look nice, just like they do in most of the pictures that I've seen posted online. I love this bottom row, you guys. If this just came on its own and this wasn't a $42 palette, say it was half the price, I would totally keep that palette. I don't think I can keep this, you guys. I have to be honest. I think that these, I'm probably never gonna reach for any of these shades in the top row, and if I'm not going to reach for an entire row of shadows in an eyeshadow palette, I just don't see myself keeping it. I don't think that's a smart thing to do. I hate returning things, but you guys, the number of times that I've used this and the fact that each time I have been frustrated by the amount of fallout and the inability for these chunkier shimmery shades to like actually stick to my lid, it's not worth it to me. I'm totally bummed out because this Incense and Volatile shadow, these two shadows down here, are beautiful, and I would love to dig them out of here and keep them. That is obviously not an option, but yeah, the two eyeshadows is not worth me keeping a $42 eyeshadow palette. So I'm gonna tell you guys this. I'm not saying don't try it. I'm saying maybe go in store and swatch it and see what your thoughts are on the texture of these shadows up here, because you might be willing to work with them because they're beautiful shades. This whole layout I think is beautiful. The color selection is gorgeous, but you have to be willing to work with these. These are very easy to use on the bottom. You have to put some effort into the top row. And for me, I just don't think it's worth it. I really hope that I kept my receipt. I'm sure they can look it up on my Ulta account. But yeah, I purchased mine at Ulta. Again, it's $42. If you bought this, let me know what your thoughts are. I wish that I was giving you guys a glowing review because I was so excited to try this palette. But there's no way that now that I'm done with the video that I think I can keep this. I find this entire top row so frustrating to work with, and it's just not worth it. What are your thoughts? Are you intrigued by this palette at all? If you haven't picked it up yet, do you think you're still gonna get it? Yeah, I wanna know what you guys have to say. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Leave me any questions down below. I will link this on the Ulta website. Go read up some of the reviews about it. You know, I feel like the fallout is kind of a common complaint, but I don't know. Go read up. Let me know what your decision is in terms of grabbing it or not, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye.